How's it going, guys? My name's Evan, and welcome to episode 11 of Bro, It Was Suited. We're playing some late night 1-3-0 limit here at Horseshoe Casino in Baltimore, and before we get into the video, I just want to preface that the table I was playing at was an absolute action table. There was tons of rebuying, it felt way more like a 2-5 game. There was a couple really good players and a couple absolute fish. One of them was probably me, and let's get into it. The second hand we get dealt, we look down at 6-7 of spades. 3 limps to me, I'm feeling spicy, I make it $10 to go. All 3 limpers decide to call, and we see a flop 4 ways that comes queen high with 2 spades. Pretty good flop to ask for with my exact hand. When it gets checked to me, I elect to bet here for $25 and I get 1 call. The turn now comes a jack of diamonds, no help to me. When he checks it to me, I'm going to keep the pressure on him and I bet 40 this time. He thinks about it and makes the call. Thankfully enough, the river comes the 10 of spades, giving us the flush. Weirdly enough though, he now leads into me for $100. Pretty interesting spot. I don't know if he's ever doing this with worse. There is a one-liner to the straight, but I have a feeling he could be doing this with a higher flush. And if I re-raise, do I ever get called by worse? I don't really know. It's my first hand in. I haven't seen this guy play yet, so I like to just make the call here, and he shows ace-8 offsuit with the ace of spades. Didn't know if he was trying to turn his hand into a bluff there, but nice to scoop a good pot to start off the session here. Only a couple hands later, we look down at king-queen of spades in the small blind. There's an early position raised to $10 and 2 other players call. When it gets to me, I think about calling, but I have a feeling I probably have the best hand here, so I take the more aggressive route and 3-bet it to 40. I'm not sure if my sizing was too small because 3 people now decide that their hand is worth $40 as well. So we see a flop 4 ways that comes queen high with 2 clubs. I don't want anyone seeing a free card here, so I decide to bet 60 and we get a call from the button. The turn unfortunately comes the 10 of clubs, bringing in the front door flush. I check it and now he bets 120. I mean, it was a multi-way pot. It's definitely possible that he does have the flush. I mean, the chances of him having the flush are probably the same chances of you not being subscribed. So if you enjoy the video, feel free to subscribe. Anyways, back to the hand. I like to make the fold here, and as you'll see, the player to my right was nice enough to show that he did have 2 clubs, so nice that I can sleep at night. It's a shame we played it right, but got unlucky on the turn. Immediately after that, we get pocket 10s on the button. A couple limps to me, I go ahead and make it $15 here, and we get 3 callers. The flop comes down ace jack jack, absolutely atrocious flop for pocket 10s. When it gets checked to me, I just check it here. The turn now comes another jack, so we make an interesting full house. When it gets checked to me the second time, I decide to bet $25 here and we get 1 call. The river comes a blank and he checks it and I decide to just check it back and he shows ace 4. I think I might want to bet smaller on the turn or even check it because we're only going to get called by better there, I think. Here in the big blind we pick up ace jack offsuit. There's a raise to $11. I like to make the call and 1 other player calls. We see a flop 3 ways that comes ace 9-8 with 2 diamonds. The pre-flop raiser now leads for $21. I make the call and now the third player in the hand raises it to $51. Little confused here. The pre-flop raiser folds. Thinking over my options, I'm going to peel one, see if maybe another diamond comes. So that's what I do, I make the call. The turn does not bring a diamond, and when I check it to him, he now bets $75. I don't really know what to do here, so I just fold. Let me know what you would have done there. So I'm not the only fish at this table. The guy to my left has been doing some questionable stuff. I'm under the gun +1 with pocket 5s, and I limp. Player to my left now raises it to $12. The player to my right calls, and I like to call. We see a flop 3 ways that comes ace high. Not the flop we were looking for. We check it to him, and now he bets $90 into a pot of a little over 30. Me and the other guy fold, and the worst part about it is he shows jack 10 for a bluff. Just really weirdly played, and worst part about it is he left after this hand, but oh well. Now I'm not going to bore you, but the next hour we just ran card dead. I could not get anything going. I couldn't make a pair to save my life, and the few good hands I did get dealt, we just absolutely whiffed on the flop and had to fold. Like for example here, we have ace jack offsuit in the big blind. I make it 10 to go and get 2 callers. The flop comes down 7-7-4, and it gets checked to showdown, and he ends up having king 4 offsuit. And then last hand of note here, we have king queen offsuit. We raise it up and get a few callers. The flop came down jack 10-4, so we were open-ended. We never got there though and ran into his king 10, and decided now that I've punted off most of my stack, it was probably a good time to rack up, so I decided to head out. So we were in for 300, out for 75 for a loss of 225 over about 2 hours. Just so you know, whether I win or lose, I make a vlog out of it. So we were on a 4-session win streak, so this was kind of expected, but still wish I played a little better. This brings our 11 episode total to 1087. Still pretty happy with that. I'm getting a new phone very soon, so the quality of the video should be a lot better than this garbage iPhone 7 I have. Feel free to like and subscribe, and make sure you check out episode 10 if you haven't yet, and I'll see you in the next one.